really climbing even inside.
Yep.
Looking good. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen with those two.
Maple syrup does body good. All right, hon, you want to tell the people what we're doing?
We are, well, now that the weather's finally decent, we are going to start tapping our maple trees and hopefully get some maple sap that we can boil down to make some maple syrup.
Yep.
Wait, we're going to do that today?
Yep.
We're going to tap the trees today.
That's
right.
Yep. So, looking ahead at the weather, it's looking pretty good for the next couple weeks. It's going to be really warm. Well, it's going to be about freezing. It's going to be high 30s, mid 40s. And then it's going to get down below freezing at night.
Yep.
And that's when the pressure changes, I guess, in the trees, and that's what really gets the sap flowing. So we're going to be tapping these trees here, and what we have behind us is a bunch of maple trees. Well, there's some pine trees here too, but we're not going to tap those. We're going to tap the maples. You can tap a lot of different types of trees apparently, but maples are obviously the most common. So what we have here, we basically just bought some hose years back from a place called Leader Evaporator, and then some of these taps here. So these are plastic taps that go into the tree, and then they connect to that hose with this barb, and then the sap just drains into one of the buckets that we have over there. You need a few things. You need a drill. These take a 5/16 inch drill bit, which I guess is a little bit narrower than normal tap, so it doesn't damage the tree as much. And you only have to go in about 1.5 inches with these, just maybe a little bit longer than the actual part of the tap that goes into the body. And you hit them in with a hammer, and you'll hear they kind of make a different thud sound when you hit them in. That's how you know that they're all the way in. So depending on the size of the tree, like this tree here is pretty big. I think we usually run 3 taps on this one. Some of the smaller trees will run 1 or 2 depending on the size of it. There's a truck over there. All right, how much do you think we're gonna have?
Full.
Just pour that water in it.
Woo.
Oh, look at that.
I was right.
All right, well, it is late March and we are ready to start boiling sap. Usually in the past, we've just done it over an open fire in a big pot, but it's gonna be really rainy this next week and we don't have a ton of firewood. So we're gonna try just using a propane burner, and this gave us an excuse to buy a big deep fryer for, you know, turkeys or fish fries or stuff like that anyway. So we're gonna unbox this, give it a look. I don't know, is it cheating or not? But next year we're gonna actually we've got a 55-gallon drum. We're gonna actually make our own sap evaporator. But we'll give it a try this way. We got a lot of sap and we gotta keep going with it, so. So we've got the sap stored in 5-gallon buckets right now, but we're gonna dump some of that in there, get this on the fire, and see what happens. Carry that?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, give it a shot. Almost. I'm gonna throw the lid on it for now so she gets some heat and come back and check it in a little bit. Well, we got some rain going today. It was raining really heavier earlier, so I didn't get the sucker fired up right away in the morning, but now it's just kind of misting. It's not bad, so we're gonna get her going and try to finish the syrup today. I'd say a few more hours, a couple hours, and we'll have this down, ready to bring inside. All right, so we've got it boiled down pretty low, and we're starting to get these really small bubbles, which, if I remember correctly, that's a sign that we're about ready to start bringing it inside to finish up on the stove. What do you think, Jolene? How's it looking?
I think it looks and smells good.
Look at that amber. Getting steam on the camera. Look at that color, nice kind of a deep brown.
I'm too fast.
Oh, that's good. Very sweet. It's a little watery, but it's got a really good maple flavor too. It's really clean. It's yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know how to describe it, a little cleaner tasting than when we did it over the fire, where you get some of the ash in it. That with the ash over the fire, it almost has a smoky or a little bitter taste to it, but this is, yeah, this is, as I said, it's a very crisp, clean taste. Oh, look at that. Yep. So we're gonna turn off the water, or turn off the, we're gonna turn off the heat, and we're gonna bring it in and finish it inside.
And then it'll be able to use.
Yep. So it should be pretty close to our temperature that we want.
Close to being in my belly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So we got our pot here. I warmed it up. My wife had a brilliant idea of securing the cheesecloth around the outside with bungee cords. And she is as smart as she is beautiful. So that'll work nicely. So now we're just gonna take that big pot and slowly dump the syrup into this little pot.
Bam, bam. A bucket of syrup. A whole bucket of syrup.
Oh, that's a lot of syrup. Looks
Yeah,
good.
it is.
Looks good.
So that's all the stuff it caught.
Okay.
It's either impurities or stuff that fell into it or something. So we have this really cool maple syrup hydrometer for measuring when it's done. And as I was pulling it out of the package, it literally broke in half. So I guess we're not going to use that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, which is using a candy thermometer and just kind of eyeballing it. I wouldn't trust me either.
Well, it didn't shatter, so that's a good sign.
So we want the temperature to be 7 degrees above boiling point, I believe, for water. So I believe it's 219 is what we're shooting for, about. But that's also altitude dependent. So I get it close and then kind of just test it and see how it turns out. I know one thing we're looking for is,
Oh, it's going.
does it kind of, see how it kind of clings to the bottom of the spoon like that? It doesn't just drip off.
Yeah, Mom showed me.
And then also the simple taste test. What's the consistency like? I don't like my syrup runny, I like it thick, but this might be really close to being good. So this is probably done.
Sweet. Well, we did a good job outside this time then, instead of pulling it off too soon this year.
I think so, yeah. It's kind of a fine, I want to skim off some of that foam.
Looks good
Just in
though.
that corner there. Skim that stuff off.
Get the bottles ready.
Yep.
If it's gold, you won't be able to put it in or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like it. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen with those two.
Maple syrup does body good. Look at all that maple syrup. Pretty cool, huh? All of that comes from a tree. All of the sugar is tree juice. What do you think?
Au naturel.
That's right.
Pretty awesome.
So we got just about a gallon, almost a gallon, which makes sense because we had about 50 gallons of sap.
Yep.
And we're not tapping sugar maples, we're tapping silver maples. A lot of work.
Yeah, an expensive gallon.
That's right.
Never gonna come out ahead really, but it's more about pride and being able to do it yourself and see what comes out of your trees and enjoy it throughout the years. Just something cool that comes from Wisconsin, so.
Yeah, for sure. I think the cooking process went great.
Oh gosh, so much better this year. So much better. I would highly, highly recommend the propane burner.
Well, we burned through about 2 tanks of propane, maybe.
Total?
Yeah, maybe 2.5.
Okay.
So not terrible, but
No. So yeah, it was, like I said, expensive gallon, but you know, if you consider your time, you're never gonna come out ahead. But something that's part of the culture here in Wisconsin that we really enjoy, and the Northwoods type tradition. So
that's right.
something cool to, what did you call it?
Nature's prize for hard work.
There you go.
There you go.
Lots of hard work.
Cool.
Lots of yummy prizes.
Well, thanks for joining us on this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button below. Make sure you subscribe. If you get any questions or you're doing this yourself, you want to let us know how it goes, put the comments below.
Especially if you're doing it better. We love tips.
Absolutely. Yeah, we steal them and then we improve our own processes. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.